Heroes, we have our very first draft of the main stage. Let's get into it now. Newbee versus Invictus Gaming. And away we go.
All right, so right
Glad to
off
see
the
the
bat-
gyro ban.
Yeah,
Seen enough of that.
But the
I was gonna say
Wisp.
same thing.
Will the Wisp get banned? Newbee versus IG. Maybe they ignore it altogether. But I could see Newbee pick it up for themselves. Possibly.
Night Stalker, another hero that we didn't even mention yet, just way too powerful in terms of vision. He can be a 4 or a 3. People pretty much pick it early on in the draft and say, let's see what you pick safe lane, and then we're going to either have the Night Stalker counter it, or we're going to pick something else to counter it later. And losing the safe lane right now puts a huge... Yeah, we see the
There's
Wisp
the
thing.
IO gone.
But the safe lane's such a handicap, or like a liability, if you fall behind. Just the nature of the snowballing lanes, some of the games where they win, like we saw Mineski win like a 20-minute game the other day, was they just shut down your safe laner who's forced to leave lane at like 5 minutes. And with these bounty runes and everything coming out at 5 minutes, you lose your tower to the catapult, you get 4 bounty runes, and the
Boom.
game's like snowballs out of control right there.
And I think you were saying a bit about it because, like, in the previous patch or maybe the previous phase of Dota, it really was heavy emphasis on the lanes, of course, and everyone always says, oh, you win the lane, you win the game, and they're building all these heavy laners. But now, the bounty runes being shifted to 5 minutes, the catapult's coming out also at 5 minutes. There's a huge surge of money potentially for your team, a huge momentum push to go to these towers. You take those towers, and suddenly your team's ahead like 2-3K.
Yeah.
Suddenly
And
your
it's
supports
crazy.
have boots and
Yeah.
they're running around able to do things.
Level
That's
6, and they're
insane.
ready to freaking go. And now you're just like, you know, falling deep underwater at that point. So you don't want to be, you know, allowing your opponents to pick up a team that can just really accelerate at that point as well.
Especially if it's, you know, Invictus out here with, you know, the Lesh or the SKs or the Clocks or whatever, these really scary supports running around. If they get that advantage right off the bat, they can just solo kill.
Ban out on the Nyx.
Man,
You know what
these
this
bans are
says? Ban a
interesting.
Night Stalker, ban a Nyx. They want to Keeper of the Light. Here we go, baby.
That sounds
That's like
very
the
hopeful to
2
me.
biggest counters for sure for Keeper of the Light. So we'll see. VJ Storm
Hey.
did pick it up that
Yeah,
one game,
that
and the
was sick.
sustain was out of control. You have to acknowledge the Keeper of the Light in those fights.
I'm
You
detecting
can't just
some
let him do his
caster
thing in the
bias
back.
Here. Coddle,
No,
you know,
come on, man.
Rooting for Coddle to be picked here.
Boom. Let's see. If it happens, though, it's just meant to be. You know, they're one best of one. They're an opportunity to stay alive. You know, put it on the back of the old man. I get it.
I think it's a great like second pick, first round.
Yeah.
If they want to go that route. Honestly, it's a hero that I think is underrated, just because we see so much sustain coming into play, and he's a support that shoves lanes and sustains, and I think that it fits the meta really well. You just have to be careful against these Night Stalker type heroes that just run at you.
Yeah.
We see the Sand King. I think IG probably prioritizes this hero higher
Newbee's-
than any other team,
Newbee's
along with
opening.
Newbee.
Newbee's been opening with these Dooms and a control hero like Tusk or Disruptor or something like that. Do you think that'll be applicable here?
I think
That's-
Doom is
yeah.
way too good. I'm surprised it got this far, quite frankly.
I think that's probably what they're gonna go for here.
Yeah.
I highly
Maybe
recommend.
like why ban the Nyx and not the Doom kind of a
Yeah.
thing here for IG, but they find more fear in the Nyx at the moment. We'll see if Doom is something. Maybe they're baiting them into the Doom.
I wouldn't
Maybe-
even be surprised by like a Doom Death Prophet, because Death Prophet's traditionally pretty good against Doom, because you can use your ult before the Doom comes out, and then even if you Doom him anyways, it's not all that bad. And all these teams have prioritized Death Prophets. So
Yeah, I mean that's the most meta 1-2 I've ever heard. The Doom Death Prophet. Doom Death Prophet, Gyro, Wisp, Razor. I mean, I don't know. That's like what I was just injecting myself with as I was getting
There's
back
your
into
Tusk.
the
There's
MDL.
the
There's the
and the
control
Doom.
hero.
Is this
it
Chef
the
Josh
Doom?
analysis?
Is it the one?
Oh, okay.
DP.
We'll
I
take
thought
half
so.
and half. That's
Half and half,
teamwork.
boys. Good.
And then the Coddle.
Yeah. Oh my God, let it happen.
Moment of truth.
This is why we work a major. So, Sand King, though, gap closer, initiator, stunned. Pair with it.
I
There's
love
the
that
AA.
pick. I
The
said it would
old
be
AA.
highly
There
prioritized
it
today, and I'm
is.
glad,
There
like, no
it is.
hesitation.
the old
Glad
AA
about that.
comes out right here, eh?
Sand King
Alright.
A, one of the most traditional 4 or 5 combos. And I think Sand King could be made an offlaner, but the thing about AA Sand King is you can threaten any lane with those 2 heroes combined, so it opens up your picks with the cores. And I like the Oracle pick immediately, the hardest counter in the game to AA, because the way that Oracle ulti works, for those of you out there who are wondering, is that when the AA ult is on you, but you're Oracle ultied, all of the healing of Oracle ulti is calculated at the very end. So as long as the AA debuff is gone by the time Oracle ulti expires, you will get all of the regen that you got during
Yeah.
the ultimate.
Just the synergy between Oracle and Death Prophet's just so nice.
Yeah, saves
Double
are
the
nice.
benefit with the Soul Siphon and such like that. Even just the Fate's Edict is enough to even while you're doing all that, like you're getting the attention to like one person with your ult to save them from Frostbast, you can just Fate's Edict another, and they're also not going to be taking additional damage.
Absolutely.
So he's just such a great paramedic. But good,
got the puck
good idea
ban.
for IG to get rid of it.
Void ban up on Newbie's side.
Like Void, it's good with the A, and it's also a core that isn't threatened by Tusk. So I think a lot of teams who pick like Tusk Clockwork type heroes who are basically countered by innate mobility. I like bans like that where it synergizes with the enemy lineup and you don't deal with it on your support. So if they were to not ban heroes like this, then they would have to pick other supports that preemptively deal with these type of heroes, and that just makes your draft really limited. Same with Puck. Like even though Sand King seems okay against Puck, it's very unreliable, especially once the Puck gets any blink or Yules type item. It's very unreliable to try to pick off a Puck with Sand King.
Well, we move on forward here. IG content with showing potentially their support duo. I know you already acknowledged that the Sand King could go off lane, but we are banking that this should be their support staff. But moving in, next potential set of ban to come out here.
I think this ban has kind of become the most important ban because it used to be that you would telegraph what you were picking third. Kyle mentioned that the other day, but now that they switched the bans around in the second round, the team that has second pick will ban and immediately pick. So they banned the Luna, and
And what does that mean?
that one I didn't really and got nothing.
And Luna totally says
It's a good hero. I mean, like in this meta, like a lot of people like the hero, and it's a really scary lane, the AA Luna.
What is your mindset about? Because I've heard a saying before that a Luna could be just like I don't want to say a poor man's gyro, but just like an alternate version of like a gyrocopter.
It's similar. Both heroes represent that mid-game magical damage, and then the flash farm with the glaives in the flak. I agree. I think gyro's strictly better though.
I'd say the Luna definitely strikes much more fear in your heart if you lose a fight near your objectives, though. Because the moment you get one of those death ball lineups with a Luna behind it, just running down your lanes, it's terrifying.
That's
true.
true.
You can lose one fight and you're down a lane or X. But now I guess Newbee no longer has to worry about that.
Well, they certainly
so that
didn't want.
obviously means.
That whole
now tell us what that actually means. I'm just here to tell you.
Come on, Newbee, give me something.
It means
obviously the shadow.
Objective City.
I think against these two supports, traditionally, I love Phantom Lancer because your illusions kill the wards in the same amount of attacks that a normal hero does, and then you don't die to Tusk. And it's pretty impossible for a Shaman to lock you down. So I'm really looking at IG picking PL fourth, but. I don't know. This was the meta where these two. There was a point where these two supports were picked like every single game. Tusk, Shaman, and since then they've been nerfed a lot. But clearly they still favor the immense amount of lockdown.
I like that PL. I mean, aggressive PL. I mean, aggressive PL, aggressive gyrocopter. This is an aggressive meta right now.
It is.
So if he can get his hands back on the old TI. TI6?
I think it's TI6.
CDC Grand Final against EGTI6. Okay, there we go. And it's if it's still out there and available.
Was that TI5? No, it was TI5.
TI5.
Wow, all the years blend together, man.
All right,
TI Wings won.
You're right. You're right. The old TI5 CDS Classic.
Man, I'm sad. I had this hero in my mind for so long, but I didn't want to speak too soon. Look like I was too far off. But I was thinking I got my notes.
I'm sure everyone at home believes
Kunkka right here.
I'm sure they all believe it.
No, so what do you think is coming out fourth for IG in response?
I'm still sticking with PL. The only thing about PL against Kunkka that they actually might have been considering is that if you hit any illusion on any hero, it is considered 0 armor for the Tidebringer. So it does pure damage to everything that gets cleaved.
Ouch.
So that's something to consider that actually might deter them from a hero like that. I like the DK just because it is a setup for the AA, and they don't need that anymore. But there are a lot of carries that go up in value based on having an AA. And just any stun, really, that lacks damage, stuff like CK or even like a Wraith King type hero. But I don't think either of those heroes are going to be picked here. The Void also goes up, but as we've seen, that already got banned. I still like PL. They go Lifestealer.
Lifestealer. They're aggressive classic kind of hero here.
He can dodge the X. He's not going to get boated in the face if they get left anywhere. So that's good.
He's got Sand King or potentially a blinking DK to get him into the fight if they need to get him a bit more mobility.
That's in my hero pool, so I don't know why I didn't even think about that. A lot of teams have been picking Kunkka, so just like you said, dealing with or picking any hero that doesn't have to deal with X is really nice.
Jug, Lifestealer. I mean, who else?
PL was on that boat.
PL, that's
you
true.
can doppelganger dodge it. But any hero that builds Yules is pretty good too. We've been seeing a bit of that because you can Yules yourself when he recalls you back.
But if they have any high mobility, they could still catch you off. That's kind of the scary part.
I like the Lifestealer just because it gives them a hero that's going to walk down lanes in the early game, and then it's going to gank in the mid game when the DK comes online to push towers. So it kind of gives you, it kind of rounds up your lineup at both stages of the game.
Dual purpose.
Did you end up liking it better than the PL?
Yeah,
potentially?
I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. They could still go the Radiance on Lifestealer, depending on what they get last pick from Newbee. That's the nice thing about Lifestealer is since he has 2 different builds, he has 2 different playstyles, and they're very drastically different.
You're talking about the ancient build, right? Where you jump in the.
You don't dump in the Ancient
talking
anymore
about-
because they're not
Oh, the
magic
Lotus
immune.
strat. That's
Radiance.
that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the
the
Solar Crest
Ancients were
Radiance
nerfed
and
too
the-
much, and you just buy Radiance and walk around. But that's the thing about this meta is usually it's a lot of people have been favoring going like Armlet into Radiance just because it's too slow if you go straight for the Radiance.
Exactly.
I like the Razor Band owns DK and Lifestealer, and a lot of teams have been favoring the Razor. And Razor DP Shaman, we're back to TI4.
Yeah, right. Deathball
Didn't
City.
Newbee win TI4? Or am I crazy?
Yeah.
They did, right?
Yeah.
Probably
Why
not
can't we remember TI things?
Yeah,
at
probably not.
all?
Probably not the same
I haven't
team.
been there in so
The
long.
only
I
thing
just
you
don't
remember
know what
about
happens
TI
there
is the
anymore.
cool cosmetics, man. You know.
Yeah,
If you
right.
got
All I
golds
care
or
about is when the
Crimson Tide.
compendium comes
Yeah,
out,
exactly,
and if
that's about
I'm
it.
gonna have a chat wheel line or not. That's
What
all
year
I
did I
care
get
about.
The
that
Jade Baby
Immortal?
Roshan, you know. That's all I'm looking for here.
Turbo games are the new cool, by the way. We're just gonna turn this into a turbo tournament.
So they have the option to pick an offlane or a 4 position on the side of IG. Banning the Razor, that opens up heroes such as like Tide. Just
I mean,
like
this-
frontliners.
This DK DP, if they're both mid, they're facing up versus each other. Maybe the Kunkka. Like, what do you think it would go? How do you think it would go? You think DK could stand his own?
It's probably safe lane DP.
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of teams have been doing. They could even do offlane DP. We've seen a bit of that. I like Darkseer.
Ooh, the old pointy-headed one, eh?
The
These
karate
supports
chop
don't
master.
deal with him very well. The Shaman and Tusk. Shaman very weak to dual lanes, so now they have the dual lane sit up between the Darkseer and the Sand King. And Lifestealer doesn't really need that much support coming out, like in terms of he doesn't need like a tri lane like some carries do.
How do you see Darkseer back? Lots of melee on their team. Is that really a downside anymore, though? I mean, just AA.
Only
who's
if they have some sort of punish.
on Newbee right now, I mean,
Kind
not
of.
really. I don't know. It's like they're okay swinging it out, I guess. But if maybe this magical 5th pick could be something to, give melee close encountered heroes like the lineup at IG have a bit of trouble.
I think they need a hero that goes in first on the side of Newbee.
Good old initiator.
Yeah, just
Jump
like
in.
something that just doesn't necessarily have to.
There's the
Oh
Lycan.
wow, that's the complete opposite of. So it is an offlane DP, basic. Yeah, it is.
KP.
I said it was
TP.
possible. I didn't really. Lycan DP is a classic.
Oh, there it is.
A lot of teams have been doing, or not a lot of teams. I think it was Vici Gaming who picked offlane Lycan. So a lot of teams are willing to put these push utility heroes in the offlane, rather than the traditional like initiator disable
The
type
guys
hero.
that can just sit there and not be too scared.
Yeah.
And just stand their own.
DP's a scary laner. I don't really know the Lifestealer DP matchup personally, but I know that Lycan is quite good against Lifestealer because he is only a slow, and then he's quite good against Darkseer in lane because Darkseer relies on harassing with Ion Shell and just wearing you down over time, and Lycan's a hero with Feral Impulse. It's like a bajillion regen once he gets like level 3,
I
5.
think the scary part of this Darkseer is probably going to be the Sand King running over to his lane, getting an Ion Shell, and being able to go do whatever he pleases once it comes to that nighttime range.
Okay, who are we favoring in this draft, guys?
I don't know. I'm tending to lean towards Newbee's lineup on this one. I don't know. It just feels very objective heavy, and I don't know how much IG are going to have to just fend off the pressure. I feel like they need to bank on a really good laning phase, and for the Lifestealer to be able to come online. And I don't know. I'm just getting sweeter feelings towards Newbee at this point, but I could be wrong.
What about you, Josh?
You know, I'm kind of in favor of this Newbee simply because I'm sort of a Kunkka fanboy. I feel like that he's going to be able to hold his own mid, and I think that they're not going to die to this Sand King. They're not going to die to these rotations early, and I think they're going to be able to just snowball and run down a lane with this Shadow Shaman wards and this DP ulti, and I don't think IG will have an answer for it.
Based on what I've seen so far this tournament, if it's a good Lycan game, it's been pretty hard to lose. I feel like most Lycans have pretty much taken over the game, and the way I define a bad Lycan game is when you look at team fights and say that Lycan can't run in. He can't just summon his Necrobook, his wolves, and run at them. And this game, they don't, other than Sand King Burrow Strike, they really have no way to control multiple targets. And Lifestealer being a hero that's heavy single target physical damage, and then he dies to heavy single target physical damage is usually quite a bad matchup against the Lycan. So I'm gonna have to go with IG. I'm kidding. I'm going.
Wait a second.
I'm going with Newbee on this one too.
Yeah.
So we're either all right, all wrong, together.
We're going down,
boys.
gentlemen.
Ride or die.
And based on if you watched me and Kyle's analysis the other day, we're all going to be wrong.
Yeah?
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good to me.
I'd be surprised though, Newbee wavering a bit since when they felt like they're at the top of the mountain here in the Dota sphere.
Yeah.
Hoping for a run back, the long Cinderella lower bracket run back here by Newbee if possible. And yeah, I think it's going to be heavy emphasis on IG and that control you were talking about. Really just kind of going to be adding more onto the shoulders of Baboka and his Sand King performance and how he's going to be able to do. I feel like it's going to be a huge X factor for the team.
And they're not actually dual laning bottom. And I like the way Faith's playing right now. He's just bodying the Darkseer from the get-go. And I don't think you can leave a solo offlaner against Shadow Shaman.
No, it's 75 damage per attack.
I think
that man hits like a truck.
Yeah, I think that's
you're
quite.
sad.
They're maybe thinking we need to shut down this Death Prophet, but Darkseer is not a hero that's like okay with what's happening bottom lane, in my opinion. He doesn't. He relies on those levels. He's resorting to cutting
Is
creeps.
he going in for that creep cut? Oh,
might
there
get
it
it,
is.
got it,
There
got
it
it.
Oh,
is.
the Iron Shell usage
Yeah.
to draw aggro.
Well
That's
done.
clever.
Well done. That's
I think that's a Darkseer classic right there.
It's beautiful.
He even blocks the small
said-
camp. He even blocked the small
Oh.
camp as he ran by. That's like 2 for 1 right there. So now
think it was on
Faith can't
purpose?
pull.
That's what I was going to ask. You think that was intentional, or was he
Of
just?
course it is. This
I
man.
always assume
SRF the Lord.
that
you
is
know?
on purpose.
That's true. That's true. You do have a point.
And now we cut back a bit to the top lane here. Aggressive in Q and their dual lane matchup at the moment, but they do have a Baboka still flirting within the wings at the time being. And sorry.
Got some technical difficulties.
I mean, it looks like they're just sort of trading up top lane. KP's about to get. I mean, he's pushing the lane a bit. It feels like Aggressive is about to receive this whole wave worth of farm here. So, not the best, but for the most part, it seems pretty even.
If you look at this bottom lane, the Lycan already has 7 denies, and the Lifesteal already has 5 denies, so both safe laners having quite a good start. And I think this favors the Lycan hero. Even though Lifestealer is very reliant on that good start, Lycan's a hero that comes online much sooner. But I like the way Darkseer's playing this, and they actually TP the Tusk bottom to catch him out. I think they're going to get him here.
Oh,
He's
goodness.
The snowball.
Darkseer,
There it
where the
is.
hell are you going?
Tier
Snowball's
2
coming
dive.
on
That is
in.
not your
Oh,
side of the map.
Wow.
And on a positive note, he doubled up the creep wave. So
Yep,
when
that's
he
good.
comes back, he will have creeps to get.
Hell
Fun.
yeah.
Now, is that worth it? I mean, how much
A
did
little
he
bit
die
of
for?
space
312?
created maybe too, you know.
He did force the Tusk out of top, which
Yep.
DP's a hero that cannot solo off lane against these 3 heroes, and he's going to come back to basically a double lane, maybe even triple lane, and so he's going to get creeps. That might be something he had to do. I actually like that play.
Now we have Mugi building this Hod right off the bat, the Helm of Dom. It's still a really good item, high regen. You get your creep running around with you. You get a net, you get a stun. You're feeling really good about yourself.
I was really digging the Wisp picking it up and playing it. I thought that was great. Being able to tether to your own creep, getting the Wisp speed and
You
everything
get
like
the
Yeah,
that.
extra
Wisp speed
regen
is
whenever
really
you go
extra
to the
regen.
core too.
But the scary thing is with the Wisp, you have nothing to buff that creep, nothing to help that creep like the Lycan ulti. And now that it's 200 gold, like it's such a hit. It's such a big benefit for them to get that kill on the creep. They target it like almost no matter what, more so than the Wisp itself.
I love this cute play by the Tusk in the top lane, sending an illusion to drag the creeps for his Death Prophet. I like the little things that these teams do to enable their offlaners who would previously have struggled to get any semblance of XP or gold in their lanes, because that's something that a lot of players complain about, like, especially in their pubs, is they just get stranded in the off lane. And these little things these players do are really important to watch to see exactly what you can do to minimize that terrible laning stage.
Offlaners, some of the most vocal about how they feel in the current meta with their lanes, for sure.
Yeah, stop whining. Us carry players have been getting dual aggroed for the last 3 years.
Ever since like Iron Talon was like a problem, they're just like, yeah, well, offlane's the worst.
I mean, offlane, back when Shrines got added initially, and you had that, it was up right off the bat. You could just pick an
Yes.
LC, go in,
That
spam
was
your
the
spells.
dream.
And
Not for
run
the safe
away.
laner, not for the safe laner, but
No,
for the off
for
laner.
the offlaner, you were the king. You know, that was their time to shine.
They got spoiled, I tell you.
Yeah, exactly. This Ion Shell doing work bot lane, hitting Mugi a little bit, making him scared.
Darkseer trickling in a bit of farm for himself and what seemed like a little bit of a disadvantaged start. Now
That
he's
safe
kind of
laner's
crawling back.
absolutely free farming them.
30.
Very, very close.
30
less
and
hits
30?
each. Yeah. Oh, 31. Aggressive with the
Everyone's
lead.
getting in it right now. We got Kunkka right there. It's still beating things out, looks like, against the
That's true.
DK, though.
Oh, gank on the
Oh,
mid
here
lane.
we
there
go.
it is.
Torrents out. Kaka and Baboka. It's a full party
Oh.
here. 3-on-2. Nice
They gonna
burrow
turn
across
this?
to follow
Do they have
up
the
the
damage?
shackle, the lockdown. They're right-clicking XXS, but this man is durable. Now Q's getting on the action, trying to slow them down, turning it around.
Wow.
Drops a Vortex. They slow him down enough, and they're going to get the finish onto Kaka, and they want to make it more. A follow-up with the burrow strike. Faith, can they get him?
Wow.
Yes. Double kill. Both of it going to Q.
In the words of Kyle, that's some tier 1 dangling done there by
Dangling?
XSS. Yes.
I saw you guys in your dangling and
Yeah, man.
Tangling.
Tangling
yeah,
meta.
the Sand King A said, we know this guy's ready to dangle, so we're ready to tangle.
Is it dangling like a carrot on a stick thing?
Yeah,
like the
it's like a
dangling of
bait.
I
Yeah,
think
you're
that's what
dangling
you.
the
I feel
bait,
like
yeah.
that's what you guys are trying to say. Is like
Yes, it
the
is.
Viper's like the carrot on the stick,
Yeah,
dangling it out there.
exactly.
You know.
Nobody really knows what we're trying to say,
Yeah.
but when you say something assuming what we're trying to say and it sounds like a reasonable explanation, we just roll
Yeah.
with it. We're like, yeah, that's exactly what we were
Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative.
Yeah.
It gets the people
doing.
going.
Oh,
You know, it's a
man.
classic little Hickleberry. You're like,
Okay,
what? Yeah.
Quoting some of my favorite.
Oh, top lane in trouble. That Death
Oh, well.
Prophet, who is getting a little bit of wiggle room, now going to get quickly ambushed. Aggressive, Baboka and Q all getting a piece of that pie. KP will drop.
Really
Now
want to pay
3-1.
attention to where
Mid
aggressive
lane.
goes with this item build this game, but yeah, only dangling this time, no tangling, and that's not you need two pieces to the puzzle to make it work. But aggressive, he does go the phase boots, so that's implying usually that it's going to be a more active build with like the armlet. And I'm just looking at both carries this game because they're absolutely free farming, so their impact on this game is going to be absolutely crucial. And I think if aggressive were to go like straight Radiance, that the Lycan's going to be too much of a problem for the rest of his team before he comes online. So I really hope he does go for that early active build. Lycan already has the Helm Dom creep, pushing with the catapult. Should be an easy tower.
Yeah, this is that magical bounty into catapult moment right now, and Newbee do have a lineup that can kind of turn up the pacing a bit. Faith softening up the tower with Moogie here in the bottom, but nowhere near that level 6 mark. But they're going to get this one for free.
Not
Top
a single
lane.
point in how.
We have KP in a world of hurt yet again. Another 3-man gang squad coming through from IG. They're just taking names across the map at this
KP
point.
is not feeling good. He's out here with 11 last hits, no denies, just
Oh,
getting shoved
bottom.
out of his lane.
Trying to sprint himself away from the snowball, but the ball keeps on rolling. And they run him right over. Take one of ours, we'll take one of yours.
They're going to continue into this tier 2.
There they go, chomping away.
They just
Q's
need to
like,
force some reactions.
I have no mana.
Somebody on AG has to come here if they want to stop this, and they're then they're going to back off right when they get the Sand King TP. Even
Two
a,
TPs.
Oh,
this
they're
might
gonna
be
catch
Dark
Moogie.
Chase.
back. But
They
Boga
might
wants
go-
going.
Oh, the nice shards.
That's
Well
cute.
done.
He couldn't go across. He would have been too far from his team. Here comes the DK though, and he's got the dragon form out for it.
Oh, missed Sun on Faith.
And at that point, you just turn and run and hope nobody saw.
That's
But
super
we all
important
saw
they
it
did
now.
that, because now the DP can actually get some levels top.
They have 4 heroes in the bot lane. How many? 3 TP'd?
Yep.
They're all
Space.
stuck down here.
Space.
XSS.
And Kunkka wasn't even there for any of that either. He's just gladly farming away towards his drums in that mid lane. He's got the boat, and they may be able to kind of make some action happen. if
And
they'd
it's
like.
really important that both carries try to create space for their team just like that, because if you have that free farm start, stop hitting neutrals, you know? Make sure you're pressuring up in the enemy team's face, forcing them to deal with you so that your level 4 DP can actually get some levels top.
Oh, they want to get a hold of this man here, the karate chopping, pointy-headed fiend.
There he is.
They roll in for the trees, and there's really nowhere he's going to go. Here comes the big old shark to eat him on up. Boom. 4 to
He is
4.
not feeling good on this Darkseer.
And yeah, offlaners definitely each kind of be in the punching bag
What
for
do
their
you
team.
think? What do you think he does to recover this Darkseer? Does he just sit in lane, keep pushing it, putting ion shells on waves, and hoping for the best, or does he? Does he
putting
go
ion
move
shells
around?
bottom, because Lifestealer's not a hero that's going to like rotate to the enemy safe lane and push the tower. He's more of a sit in my lane, make it so nobody can come to my lane. I think the rotation we're going to be looking to see is Moogie to the top lane with his next ultimate in 15 seconds. Lycan's the opposite of Lifestealer in that regard. He loves to use his ultimate to either rotate mid or to the opponent's safe lane now that he's already taken the tier 1 bottom. So that's probably the next movement we're going to see.
He's got treads up now. He's feeling good about himself. He's building into the Necro. Once he gets that, he's going to spike beyond belief. He's going to be able to take any tower he wants without contention.
As long as he has that ultimate, he's pretty unkillable at this stage in the game. So yeah,
Supports are
Darkseer.
trying to take the opportunity of a free lane, though, to get their level 6s too, to try to contest it a bit. As IG pressuring through this bottom lane. I don't even know if Newbee are going to rotate down forward or not.
He's actually going to farm the stack on Baboka because of that Ion Shell from the Darkseer, which is a nice way you can utilize Darkseer to kind of give your supports a few extra levels.
surprised that the AA isn't sitting over. Oh, he is sitting over there for levels. He got his 6 now on the AA, so he's probably going to go take care of somebody with that ulti.
Yeah, that's a huge boost to their damage, and it may actually let them burst down the Lycan. But Lycan's just
running
farming
right
around top.
Well, are they going to get this Faith pick? No? We gotta
Looking
away.
for it here.
Who's getting
Shackling
picked
on
off?
down.
Oh,
It's
Baboka's
Baboka
down.
in trouble. Quick reinforcements for Newbee here. Stepping away from that top lane.
That's a
Long, shard catch.
Wow.
Oh, the Iceman cometh. And now they're going to shackle him up and melt him into the river.
Well played by IG.
And Lycan ulted for top, but it looks like Lifestealer just TP'd out narrowly to get away from this.
Baboka's back now, though. Has an ulti. They're looking to move in. Lifestealer pops
Casting
out. They put their
immediately.
focus right on the Lycan
There it
here
is.
with the
Got the
epicenter.
damage.
Does he TP out?
Oh.
No. That would have been the biggest morale
Oh.
to booster right there if they were not able to get it, but it looks like they will get it. And a
Yeah,
follow-up
well.
on the KP.
I love this
Baboka.
read by IG. As I mentioned, it's mostly next rotation's most likely going to be Newbee with the Lycan, and they read that clearly. I guess the Lifesteal actually infested the creeps. It was hard to tell earlier, but he escapes the gank that they plan on him with the DP ulti and the Lycan ulti, and then they turn it around. That's really important to do against Lycan. That's going to slow him down quite significantly.
Big boost right there for IG to be able to muscle themselves back. Baboka still trying to work towards getting a hold of that Blink Dagger for himself. Newbee can respond with heavy pushing power. Faith's got his own level 6 now too, so we do have Shaman wards in the pocket of Newbee if they like.
Now this Lifestealer sitting in the bot lane instead. Now that his tier 1's down, he's just probably going to static farm here for a bit. Nobody can stop him from doing so.
Yeah, he's quite hard to bring down. He went for the armlet, which I really like. I wouldn't even mind that he goes back for like the Radiant Solar Crest build just because it's so good against all the summons. And,
Oh, he's got the Deso queued up.
Oh, okay. I'm fine
Wow,
either way that
he's
he wants to
feeling
go. We
aggressive.
haven't really seen much right-click Lifestealer.
Are you going to allow it? Are you allowing this?
I permit him
All right, cool.
to do this.
I am mayor of Lifestealer.
Yes. Nah,
BSJ.
we just don't see this very often, but I think it's more so aggressive playstyle than anything. As you talked about, he's one of those early active, early rotating carries, and that doesn't really fit the
He's a
Radiance
fairly
build.
aggressive player.
It's in the name, gentlemen.
Sorry.
That might be
It's
the most.
in the
That might
name.
be
So
the
good.
best input you've had this entire time.
Thank you.
That was in the book.
Look, guys, my peak now, you know. Nobody will remember
Don't
that
stop
stuff.
there.
Bit of a lull in the action right here. Both teams recognizing they missed their wave fight because, you know, they are kind of cooldown dependent here on both sides. Some of the shape shifting and some of the, you know, whether it's Dragon Form or Lycan, or whether it's their big push.
I like that Aggressive's just bottom. He knows, like you said, he can't be stopped from farming. He's not traditionally a tower pusher, but now that they've left their safe lane on the side of Newbee, he's just going to sit here farming it.
He just knows not to go top. Newbee already went on through. They planted a couple of their own wards. IG are probably going to look to avoid that whole situation for now until they're going to be forced to deal with it. Likely to just lose out that top tier 1 with really no contention at all. And will just pressure through their own way in the bottom half and plant their own wards there, which it looks like they already did. So both sides going with some offensive wardage.
SCCC almost to the Shadow Blade. He's not showing it yet. He's keeping it in his stash right now. He's probably going to come out hot with that one.
Yeah, it adds a lot of reach to their lineup. It's a setup for their other two heroes. Shadow Shaman and Tusk aren't the best at starting a pickoff, but they're great at following it up. So that'll be great threat on the map, but it still doesn't apply to Lifestealer, which will make his impact in this type of game. Like, since they slowed down that first Lycan rotation, that's just super important for him to be able to get that damage on the Lifestealer. That's enough to bring him down in an infest gank, because Lycan is vulnerable to bursts from high damage like Lifestealer. Lycan actually took the 5 armor talent. I really like that a lot. I think that's the first time I've seen that in a while. But most Lycans take the 20 damage, but he knows that the way he's going to die is the Lifestealer Deso.
So he gets the free bit of armor there. Towers going from both sides, though. So you see the tier 2 just get finished by IG at the bottom. We saw Newbee take both towers at the top.
Ward's got dropped
Keeping
on
this
that
game
tier 2.
super close between both sides. 6-6, and the net worth is just maybe 1K in the direction of IG.
The levels are completely identical right now as
Yeah,
well.
this is a mirror match, it feels like, at the moment. Next fight could actually severely open the game one direction or the other. Just these teams both have heavy surge objective-taking teams that you get a good pick-off or a good fight, and you have enough off cooldown. You can do some serious hurt.
Yeah, I like Newbee's vision. I think their main objective is Roche, as well as the towers mid, so they could just play between the two of them based on what IG is doing. I think IG's actually in a comfortable spot right now, but never mind.
X on
This
SRF.
is exactly
You're
what you
going to
do.
jinx them. Good pullback catch potentially here onto the Darkseer. He'll get wiped out, and now Moogie, the hungry Wolfman, lounging in, looking for a secondary
Aggressive
target,
in
goes for
trouble.
Q, follows up, finds the optional target onto Aggressive. He gets the rage, pop off, turns around, nice ice blast. And look at this, juking within the trees, the ice shards.
He would have died if he got caught by those shards. That was quite
Lock him
close.
back out, Boca.
But right back to this tier 2 mid. I don't think IG has an answer for them whatsoever.
And this is the Lycan factor against the Lifestealer. He just comes online sooner, so they have to make sure the minute they get Lifestealer Deso that they look to slow down this Lycan even further. They did it once at the top tier 1, but usually once is not enough against a hero like Lycan. Despite the fact that Lifestealer is 500 net worth above him, his impact at this stage in the game is much lower.
The Necro and the Helm, if you don't get any picks on Newbee's lineup, they're able to just sit at your towers and just regen up. They get 7 bonus on everyone sitting around them.
And that's the
It's
beauty
just
about
insane.
playing around top is because it's not obvious what you're doing. They have 2 separate objectives that they're allowed to take, and so Darkseer just walked into the mid tower, and lo and behold, Newbee's just sitting there waiting for him. So really good play by Newbee.
Now it looks like IG has this really aggressive vision sort of surrounding the mid lane of Newbee right now. I don't even know if they're going to be able to utilize that.
Yeah, they're smoking up right now, so they're trying. They have the Sand King Blink Dagger, and they have vision on KP.
Yes, they do, and they're going to have
And
vision on
SCC.
SCC too.
This could be a huge
They
burrow
cross
strike.
the lane and go
he
for
gets
it.
revealed.
Oh no! Kicks up some sand and a bit of rage.
Those dark
Walks back
creeps,
the
man.
other way. Now they'll have to settle for weaseling in through the lane itself. Awkward positioning here now. Oh, a jump in regardless.
They've
An
got the
opportunity to make the
dust.
jump onto SCCC. They'll look to go for it here. Aggressive. Raging up and on forward. The boat will help get the finish.
Yeah, no
7 to
DP
7.
ulti for 45 seconds, and they know that.
And that is also a 3 times kill streak. Also more money in the pocket.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm really liking IG's draft at this current stage in the game, despite the fact that they lost the Darkseer. I think that Lycan lineup, as long as you have the capability to fight them back, and the Lifestealer's already online, he has the Deso, this Lycan will die in a Burrow Strike AA combo. So it's going to be heavily on the shoulders of this Tusk, who already has a Blink. That's a huge... I love that he rushed a Blink this game, because his job is to save his course. That is his job. He is not an initiator. He is a save. And the Blink makes it so much easier for him to do his job.
Looks like we have a mech up on this Darkseer as well, so I'm not. It'll have a decent impact in these fights. You know,
Yeah,
if
for a while
you
he had
can't
a-
get the burst off the Kunkka or the Lycan. You know,
He had a Blink Dagger queued for a while. Was curious if they were feeling like they were going to be the ones going for the setup, but
I think they have
doubled
to
back
tank.
for the mech.
I think they have to tank the Lycan ulti. As weird as that sounds, you just have to kite it out, and I like that he's going Vanguard because he's going to build into Crimson, and Lycan can purge one hero from the Crimson with his Necro Book, but it's still very difficult for a Lycan to play into that. It's virtually no damage from Lycan for the 12-second duration, and Lycan ulti, I believe, is like 18 seconds? Yeah, which is 2/3 of your ulti duration.
Are scanning.
And they are smoked up
An
on the
AA
side of
blast
Newbee.
scouting out Roche here.
Smoked not under a ward, but near one, and
Top,
IG
maybe?
decided to opt out the scan.
Oh, that's an X onto Baboka.
X Torrent,
Oh, he dodged.
but nice blink away. Boat's going to be spent.
Has no mana for TP.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know this, though.
SCCC is just gonna stay in lane. He's not gonna keep trying.
They'll just consider that a missed opportunity.
Radiant
Head out the
are
other side,
scanning.
but IG not looking to potentially get caught out from the smoke. But as I say that, mid lane, the jump in from Kaka leading in with that snowball as an initiation tool to hope for go for this pickoff. A wall and the wards all getting committing right here, looking for the big grab potentially onto this DK. They're looking to go for the finish on the XXS. Can they do it? They silence him up in the beginning to suck him down. Can they get it? Yes.
And they're going to run straight to Roche with this almost certainly.
A lot committed.
Are they going to bank left or go right down the mid lane? They cut to the left.
Yeah,
Ping
Lycan
out
has
the
no
pit.
ult, but he still does a ton of damage. And no DK ult for him, even if he buys back.
Got pressure coming in from the south, though. Aggressive's in this bottom lane. Looks like he'll just let the
He's
wave do it himself.
TPing back mid.
It's going to be done so
Looks like
fast,
he's gonna
though.
join this fight.
A blast scouts it out. Also gonna
Three-pointer?
loosen him up. I don't think they're going to make it in time to contest this.
It's only a level 1 blast. By the time they
Lifestealer.
even get
They're
there, it's
smoking.
gonna
They
be
could
over.
catch them on the
He's gonna
tail
jump
end.
into
DP ult
this.
will be down, so will Lycan ulti.
They do an early boat defensively just to be safe.
We have the
Move
Infest
speed.
bomb on the Sand King.
They're gone. It's our first push advantage for either team at the moment. Here comes IG, maybe looking to respond.
They have no way to fight right now on the side of Newbee. No Shaman wards, no bow, no
Yeah.
Lycan ulti, no
Yep.
DP ulti.
This is their best chance to take the momentum right
Okay.
back the direction. They see Moogie farming on the high ground. Oh, he
Oh,
commits
wow.
the
Spidey
epicenter.
senses
But
from Moogie.
no.
Spidey senses. He just knew that was coming. He knew that was their only play. And that's just a great read.
I can hear the dubstep in the distance. Something's not right.
Sandstorm.
Yeah, something ain't right. Gotta get the hell out.
I actually didn't get that. I was like, what do you mean dubstep? Wow. I missed you, Coddle guy.
Gotta do the new meta jokes that get over half the kids' heads.
Oh. It's always better when you have to explain it.
Well,
We have this Lifestealer still farming away, but this Lycan is toe-to-toe with him right now.
yeah, how much does this Roche like really put Newbee ahead? Does it just stall things out for them while they hold the Aegis? Like, what are they going to want to do with the Aegis? What's their best case
It lets
scenario?
Lycan just play more aggressive without his ultimate. That's pretty much all it offers them because, like, the way that IG's lineup works is they will burst him if he doesn't have his ultimate used during the burrow.
Kaka crosses past with Baboka, moves in,
They're
Mugi
gonna
right
get a
behind
ward
him.
with it.
They're just going to quickly chomp him down, and they're going to take the ward.
It just makes it so Mugi doesn't have to immediately pop ult preemptively if he feels threatened. He can choose the opportune time. Lycan DP, not really the best Aegis carriers for the point of a DP ult doesn't go through the Aegis, and neither does Lycan ulti.
Yeah, and then you don't want to be in a situation where like they kill your whole team, and then they kill you, and you come back, and you finally have your ult, but you have no team.
Yes. So they're going to let
timings are
Mugi
so bad.
basically solo push lanes and towers, like meaning with nobody else showing, such that nobody on the side of Newbee other than Lycan will get initiated onto. And I like that they're doing this. Faith, the two supports sitting behind the Lycan, but they're not allowing themselves to be the targets of the initiation. They have, what is it, about 3 minutes left on the Aegis, so they got a long time. Almost certainly will look to take the tier 2 bottom at some point. Will probably be Lycan walking down the lane with the rest of the team smoked up.
Well, we're talking a lot about what Newbee, like what momentum is, on their side and what they have to do, but we have to kind of think for IG as well.
They
here
just have to
defensively.
counterplay this. They're the team that's not going to get any objectives in the next
We have
4 minutes.
IG gathering up. It looks like we just got the Yasha on this Lifestealer. I'm not sure if they're trying to smoke out of here. Make
Yeah,
some
they won't
play,
have
if
the
they're just
purple
farming
stuff.
together.
Doesn't look like it.
So the
Unless
push
courier's
bottom
bringing
begins
it.
by Lycan, and IG needs to look to shut this
See the
down.
smoke?
They have vision here on the side of IG, and they know this. This is a great ward because they are aware that Newbee's next objective is bottom.
If they go too far north with the smoke, they'll go under a ward. Uh-oh.
They're trying
Sentry
to deward
down.
their own
They're
jungle
making
while
sure
they
They're
know
going to
that
smoke right under this ward. They're going to do
Oh,
it.
no.
Are they? I don't know.
they know there's a ward here because that's almost always what happens at this stage in the game. But they aren't going to find it. They use 4 sentries actually.
Smoke coming out by Newbee.
Wow.
They haven't drawn a line yet, but I'm assuming they're going to run straight through mid lane, see what they can find in that entrance to the
I
jungle.
love that they're leaving
Yeah,
Lycan
they
alone because
see,
they see
IG,
the rest of IG.
just dancing around in their jungle doing some like ward expedition. And now Newbee can kind of just dictate what they want to do. Looked like they were, going to fake towards that mid lane, but they came back to the bottom.
They're going to force him back here. And Lycan, since he has Aegis, as we said, he can just play
Exorcism, they
aggressive.
got wards, they got everything. Are they going to just drop him? Yes, they do. The battering ram is out now for Newbee, an immediate fortification. Here
Epicenter.
comes the epicenter. Jump in from both him and aggressive to quickly try to burst down Mugi. They'll get him, but that's just going to be the Aegis. And now round 2 to swing out here from Newbee. That includes the BKB and the boat and everything. Mugi now back, shapeshift. Looks to chomp it out with the dragon, XXS. Flies himself back indoors. The wards continue to soften up this tower.
Backdoor protection.
Only at about half of its life, though. Looks like IG are going to be with a good strong hold. They're continuing to pursue outside the base. They get a nice catch here. Onto the Kunkka, stopping his TP. Gets a nice force. Assistance from Faith, but ultimately not going to be able to make it too far. It looks like he will get surrounded, and IG do hold the line.
KP just barely dodged that ice blast coming in that last fight. He was able to sidestep it in the trees last second, or else
Yeah,
that
would've been the end of him for
a
sure.
little bit more for IG in this fight. But
Yeah, and I think IG made a good choice not to contest the tier 2 push. They needed that high ground advantage from the tier 3. It just set up that burrow strike initiation so much easier. And KP can't play up. He knows that it was his job to sit in the back, so it's Mugi that's going to be in front. And they just say, even though you have Aegis, we need to bring you down the first time, otherwise we just lose our buildings.
I was surprised to not see the ice blast come out immediately on the epicenter.
Oh,
We got
move for
some
Faith.
block.
With
He's
the
gonna
open
die.
wounds,
He's
runs
no
in
way
right
he lives.
away. He's gone for sure. Even if he was to make it back, the Ice Blast is going to find connection. Does
That's
allow
good
for
stuff.
Kaka to make it out, though. Dominating for aggressive, though. Nice firm hold. I mean, you look at IG's lineup. Couldn't ask for kind of a better defensive lineup here. We know Darkseer to be one of the original line holders as far as, high ground defense. Of course, Sand King has great opportunity to set things up. puts Newbee in a bit of a precarious situation when they do have to siege, even with an Aegis and all of their things, all their ultimates off cooldown. Felt very difficult. I don't know. Is it going to continue to get easier for Newbee if they were trying to attempt that again, or do they only become softer?
This becomes more and more difficult over
Yeah.
time.
I mean, the Lycan's impact just drops off drastically once you get to this stage.
Despite that he's #1 net worth, he is going to have an AC, but that doesn't really change the way he's going to die. Lifestealer will still do a pretty decent amount of damage, and he's going to die to AA Blast anyways. And there's really no itemization that Lycan can concoct, I guess you could say, around that. And they're going to smoke right now, and I like this sense of urgency, even though they don't have Aegis. They know that this game's only going to become
It's going to be hard.
Harder.
Yeah, he's going for an AC now.
English.
I mean, imagine when Darkseer lands a clutch vacuum combo, then the AC is going to be on their side suddenly as they pick up their own Lycan Lycan illusion.
But IG, I love this. They just used Ion Shell to push mid, and they're sitting in their base.
We have Sand King hiding in the trees here.
Pops the smoke.
He's got full vision on
Can
him.
they catch Newbee with their pants down, I think is what IG would like to do.
Believe this Lifestealer's hop. No, never mind. Take that back.
No, they're not on a timer, IG. All they need to do is counterplay what Newbee is doing. So as long as they don't give Newbee that opening, this game will just get better and better for them. And I love the way that they're just avoiding these plays. They put the Ion Shell mid and then sat in their base and broke the smoke with the Sand King. That's great positioning by Baboka.
Yeah.
Like, they can't possibly jump him there.
And remember, they're going to play extra safe. It's elimination, best of one. You drop this game, you're out. So I expect them to play pretty timid.
And the ball's in the court of Newbee. If they don't get anything done in the next, 10, 15 minutes, this game should be pretty easy for IG to clean up as it goes on.
Newbee is still in a decently high spot in the DPC charts. I know teams like TNC would love to make it a lot further, could put up potential contention for some of those top spots, but everybody wants to get a piece of the DPC action here, and it would be very surprising to see Newbee potentially drop out first round of the playoffs here. Here comes IG, though, to help solidify that story.
Looks like we're gonna do a bit of dangling of this DK mid lane with the infest bomb.
And then they got the smoke around,
Yes.
ready to tangle it.
The carrot.
It's
on
so
the stick.
juicy.
Is juicy a term you can use to describe carrots?
The carrot has something inside of it as well, and I don't know what you stuff
Yeah,
a
it's
carrot
the
with.
filling.
It's
It's
juicy
the filling.
drop pops, guys.
Chef Josh, help us. What would you stuff a carrot with?
Lifestealer.
I wouldn't stuff a carrot with anything. I'd
You
stuff
wouldn't
a carrot
fill it
into
with a
something,
Lifestealer under the name of aggressive? I
You
don't
know,
know,
yeah,
man.
I
That's
think
like Lifestealer looks like he's ready to chomp on some carrots, but he's not the one dangling. He's the one tangling.
He's
Yeah.
the one tangling. I mean, he's part of the dangle, though. You know.
He's assisting on the dangle, but he's the crucial part of the tangle because if you don't have him
See
inside
the
of
dingle
the
to the dangle.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
He
man.
gets it. Josh,
We're
you'll get
going-
it eventually.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. Glad Dakota's such a natural at this.
Well, split from both sides here. Newbee get back to the grindstone here, waiting for their stars to align. IG obviously happy to play with the clock, not looking to get too over assertive.
They might catch him bottom here on Moogie. He's alone with no ult, or with no Aegis, excuse me.
The book is already out. He's got his AC,
He's out.
and he hides within the trees. The second he sees an approach, he'll TP back to his friends. And IG will continue to just stop any sort of the lane pressure.
Roche is going to be up quite soon. They're going to walk in and not see it. Oh my god, that's so unlucky. Check it again, please.
Just take one more peek. Just one more little look. It could have popped up. They have no way of scouting it from a distance, it looks like, unless they want to throw his shards in there.
Oh my god, it's going to be up.
Now,
Is that
now, Faith.
Is that
Faith.
not over the timer?
No, it's
Oh,
the
no, no,
line
you're
in
right,
between
yeah.
the two. So
Yeah,
it's like
just
about
go, just go about a minute.
half of the way through there.
Oh,
It's that right there.
You know, I campaigned
We got
way
about
back in the
2
day.
I still don't understand this.
I
Roche timer
campaigned
thing.
way back in the day for a digital timer for Roche. I
Yeah.
mean, come on here.
I
What
mean,
lore
it's
path
eight,
are we
it's
living
8 to 11 minutes, right? So,
My
so
phone
you
doesn't
got,
have this ticker on it, all right? My phone
I mean,
has
you
numbers.
can give a rough estimate. You know, I'd say this is about 9.2 minutes or so. You know, 9.3, something along those lines.
Give or take.
You
If
have
you
a- you have a
round up,
timer?
it's 10.
If
Anybody
they had
have
a
the exact
compendium level where they just changed the clock digital, I'd be happy. I'd buy that compendium right
pay,
away.
Pay to
20
simplify.
bucks, 20
oh, they're
bucks
gonna
right
catch
there.
Kaka, it looks like?
Yes, they are within the trees, hiding up. They'll pull him down just like.
He does have buyback, but it's a huge pick off to set up control of the Roche area. Even if
Roche
it's not
about
up
to be
yet.
up in about 10 seconds here.
Now we have IG pressuring in for tier 2 action.
That's actually like that's almost max duration Roche.
There
It is up.
And it's about to be scouted, it looks like, from a little wolf friend.
If IG gets this Roche, I do not see how Newbee wins the game, and I
That's-
think both teams know this.
That's the cheese on the DK most likely.
Yes.
So he's going to be unkillable. He'll
Aegis
dangle his way to
Lifestealer as
victory
well.
right there.
Yeah, I mean, and then Lifestealer with the Aegis, he'll be able to not only hit buildings, but also just go in with the tangling.
With his Deso, man, he'll just eat these buildings alive, and Newbee will be forced to respond to him. And I don't think they're going to win that.
I like the
interaction.
Lycans using summons to push bottom. That's really good. He has his Necrobook 3 actually deployed.
Oh, wow, you're right.
10 seconds remaining on that.
Beelining
Get a
that
bit of
direction right now is the AA.
That's a dominated catapult, too, so that's going to do a lot of
the
damage.
AA alone can't really deal with this.
Where's the Howl?
Oh, it's
Oh.
a little Darkseer. Okay, here we go. He's got Iron Shell. That's right.
And they're just walking straight into
Newbee
Roche. I
right
love
into
this.
Roche, yeah.
Mugi set it up.
Dang.
He dangled bottom, and they're tangling at Roche. It's not exactly the same thing at all. Okay, I'm forcing it now. I like how they're ulting. They don't even want to fight this. They
there's
just
an
need
AA
this
ult
Roche to get
scouted.
out.
They got it.
IG
out.
coming in hot.
Disengage.
That catapult's so freaking fast.
Yeah.
Thing rolls away like the Daytona.
Newbee needs to get the hell out.
Got the Aegis, and they hold on to this game.
I mean, we've got a DD sitting bottom. If IG gets vision of this, I have a feeling they throw that on DK or Lifestealer. But
Yeah, Lifestealer's not the best hero because you lose it when you infest.
He's already inside the DK right now.
They know they can make a play despite the fact that Newbee has the Aegis. They popped Lycan and DP ulti for that and Shadow Shaman wards, so they have no capability of fighting on the side of Newbee, even though they have that Aegis.
they got a boat buff left, you know. That's something.
Okay, PMA over here coming from
Here we go. Torrent.
Chef Josh.
Boat. There it is. Did it stop him?
Didn't do anything.
Okay, well,
I take
got the
that back.
creeps. They still get the tier 2.
They are most likely going to spot this DD. They have the bottle on the side of Sanking, who could give it to the Lifestealer.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And Josh is out.
Just reconnect. That's what you do.
Getting a little laggy.
Yep. The servers, they're getting as
Next
hyped as we are for
slide,
the game.
please. Oh, they find KP bottom.
Dire's top
Okay,
tower
they move
is
within.
under attack.
Baboka
BKB
spots.
TP. It's hard to tell it, but
Yep. He does get out. Nice blast, obviously, coming up a bit short, but just more pressure across the lanes here. Newbee gonna dictate the timing on when they want to use this Roche for a committed. What would you best case scenario for this Aegis for Newbee?
they
Like-
get a lane of racks.
Oh,
think
I
they
mean,
have
is it
to.
just to them waiting for the right time, going as 5 to the base,
They
and
have to
just
wait for their
trying
ultimates?
to take IG on in the high ground?
Yeah, they just have to wait for their ultimates. They're probably going to push like one wave with Lycan summons and do the same
Can
thing
they
did
win
last time.
in a team fight 5-on-5 with an Aegis, you think?
I actually don't think so. If it's on IG's side of the map, I think we might see some ratting tactics from Mugi.
This could be a long game.
Yeah, and I don't think long game is going to favor Newbee at all because
Yeah.
I think what I like about the Darkseer pick the most is that it enables IG to have one lane that's constantly pushed out with virtually no commitment from IG. They don't have to worry nearly as much about this like Lycan split pushing them to death with his summons. As you saw earlier, like he was able to defend by himself.
Yeah, this is like Darkseer's golden hour right now. Just Iron Shell outside waves that are going to eventually be pushing in, and then when the pressure comes, just be there for the high ground defense and do your wombo combo thing.
And they almost have the AC done on Lifestealer, which makes him quite more powerful, I guess you could say, against the damage and killing this Lycan and DP much quicker. Because DK heavily benefits from this, and he's going to have... He already has a Maelstrom done. We'll have a Mjolnir done sometime in the next couple minutes. I like both teams buying a gem for the map control, as well as the Lycan Wolves. Very important.
That's the AC officially picked up on this Lifestealer. He's ready to rumble.
Something we didn't mention is this Tusk has an Eon Disc, which prevents him from being the initial target and allows him to be much more reliable of a save.
Yep.
We have a gem up on this DK. He's infested. Coming in, he's got Blink, Maelstrom, BKB. Potentially ready to start a fight up here.
Oh, they pop the form. They really want to make something happen. Trying to contest the wardage right there.
Nice
They make the
save.
move in, but nice quick save does come out. I didn't even see the snowball because it was a bit laggy there, but man, Darkseer going to be bursting apart. XXS, the wards, bit too much. Mugi going to be chomping him down, and now they look for more. Little QAA. Brought up from the Yules, brought down to death. Buyback going to be forced out now, and suddenly things really ramp up as far as the pacing for Newbee.
I don't think IG heard me. I said Newbee can't win a fight in IG's base. That wasn't in IG's base.
Dire's
Speak
top
louder, man.
tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
sorry, they didn't hear
They
me.
couldn't hear you from all the way over here, I
Yeah,
think.
my bad. No, it's just one of those things where I'm surprised they tried to make a move on the side of IG. As long as they don't lose racks here, this game is much easier, but
Split pressure still
Dire's
coming in
top
too
tower
from
is
Lycan
under
to
I
the
love
bottom
Lycan play.
lane.
Yep.
Dire's
Rat plays.
structures are fortified.
No
on
DK for
line.
30
The
seconds.
Daedalus is finished on SCCC too, so you know
Dire's bottom
support
tower
runs
is
in
under
range of
attack.
these creeps, and they're
Oh,
immediately
man.
gonna have to go back to
Dire's
base.
bottom tower has fallen.
I think they might just have lost a good set of racks right here
Dire's
potentially.
bottom barracks are
20
under
more
attack.
seconds for the DK
Lycan actually died bottom. with the
Aggressive.
Dark Sand King.
in there to kind of deal with the problem in the bottom lane. This might force Newbee to pull off now. And there they go as they try to run back. There's the vacuum. There's the wall and the burrow. They're going to get a lockdown here on the KP. Desperate for the save.
He's got a cheese up.
Goes up with the Yules, but no! Blasted apart before the chance will be there. Faith also going to get annihilated. Aggressive with the double kill. And IG just telling Newbee to get the hell out.
And that's
no
the fight
rest.
inside the
Some-
base.
Maybe they did hear you.
Yeah, there you go.
Sound traveled, a
Yeah.
little slow for our taste.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those things where you quickly realize, like, oh, we can't lose if it's in our base because we have a Darkseer Sand King. But if we try to get the initiation, Darkseer's not really good at that. He
especially running up this hill without
Yeah.
any vision
He
whatsoever.
wants the choke points, and they found a single target, which oddly enough, when you have the Lifestealer, seems like a good thing. But I think they have a much better counter initiation on the side of IG than they do initiation.
Yeah. Having the dingle and the dangle together to deal
Yeah,
with the tangle is
they don't
really
have the best
crucial.
tanglers.
Yeah.
They need the dangler for
Now-
us.
And now that this DK can just get chewed apart, he's no longer this guy that can just stand out in front and not worry about what
He will have
what
that
Newbee
2
has to
times
throw at him.
Dragon Blood in a bit here, which will make him significantly more tanky.
You think Kunkka will pick up a Silver Edge to respond to that? Do you think that's too
It's
much
a
of an
possible
interruption to his build?
consideration, but I think that these Kunkas are favoring just the raw damage.
Just the double data.
And I don't think
You
Yeah.
want to hit this guy anyway. I think you just want to hit a creep or a summon
That's-
blow
from
everyone
Lycan
up.
and just hit.
like that 0 armor, you know?
Yeah,
the good
yeah, it is.
feeling punch, just bam,
We've
blast the
seen
whole
some
team
Kunkas
apart.
actually just change the entirety of the game. That one crit can take everyone's health, like one-shot supports, half health, of course.
Yeah.
The real game changers when you get those coddle Kunkas, though, because then you get that double tide.
Oh, baby.
Why did they pick it?
I mean, a coddle was super
So many
successful with the
reasons.
Lycan setup
The
when
Nyx
VG
band?
Storm played against it, but yeah. Here, Newbee still making the Lycan thing work for now.
Mhm.
DD at the bottom. Looks like it's
Darkseer
going to
does
get
have the
spotted.
Crimson Guard going blink, so I like the itemization from Darkseer. He doesn't have the most farm, but each one of his
Oh,
items
man.
is quite impactful.
Newbie smoking up beside Moogie and
This
Lane.
is a double damage Kunkka.
Gonna make-
He's going to
do.
slash someone down.
He has no
real
TP in his
hard.
inventory on
Vision
aggressive.
against Lifestealer.
You're right. He's hiding within the side of the lane here. Could come up from behind, but he'll get spotted
Here
from
it
the
is, here it
Lycan.
is.
There it is. Moogie spotted him. Goes for the immediate rage, looking to walk back and away. Looks at Kunkka here, looking to go for the Kunkka, but the
Rage
Kunkka's
almost
going to come
out.
out in a second and blast him down with the DD. If they can get it, IG trying to retreat and run back inside. They're going to lose Q, who's going to be forced to buy back, but Boca also going to be going down, trying to hold things out with the Yules. Ward's already committed a bit outdoors here, but regardless, the Necrobook continues to fight on forward as they try to go for the finish onto the racks. Regrouping here from Newbee as they pull off.
Radiant's top tower is under
The
attack.
Exorcism's still out. IG waiting
Radiant's
indoors
top
here,
tower
infested
has
up.
fallen.
That's a TP out by Moogie. I'm pretty sure Newbie's just gonna completely disengage.
They know
push
they
up
can't
the
fight
side
uphill.
lanes again. Go take
Wow.
a shrine. You see Shaman pinging this out right now. They're just gonna take control of this upper side of the map and try again.
You cannot fight the Darkseer uphill.
That is respect right there from Newbie. Not going to throw too many bodies indoors when not necessary. And yeah, respecting the Darkseer combo.
It's one of those things where if they were to push there and get wiped on the side of Newbie, that's pretty much GG.
Is
And best
IG
of
gonna
one, you
smoke
gotta
up
play a
here?
little bit
We've got an
different.
infest on this Sand King, so a line drawn by SRF straight through the jungle.
No Lycan ulti for...
Dire
Oh, never mind. It's
are
going to be a lot
scanning.
up by the time they get there.
What's up now?
They can absolutely burst him in the duration of a Sand King stun before he channels his ulti as well.
Okay, they're rushing that way.
But Tusk is behind him.
Oh, they dropped the ward. But there's the
Oh.
Wolves. They're going to have to
Yeah,
settle for the Tusk. Got that Aeon disc though. Now they show Moogie. They try to change
Tusk is out.
direction.
The late blink by XXX.
Aggressive moving in.
Got 120
Newbie
gold
making
from the
away.
sigil.
And 200 gold from that Necrobook minion.
That's not too bad.
Might as well be a
Not
hero
too bad.
kill that doesn't actually kill anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
The catapult, that's another 200. Oh.
It's so freaking fast.
Oh my.
Whee.
Yeah, that's the... A lot of people ask about why you don't see many right-click lifestealers anymore, like the traditional Infest Bomb lifestealer. And it's 2 words, Eon Disc.
Mhm.
And you see that supports in the late game aren't nearly as
Dire's
scared.
top
They don't
shrine
die to it
is
anymore.
under attack.
And it just makes it a much less viable build on average, but doesn't mean it's not good. It just means it's more situational.
It could just be negated so easily by
Yep.
one purchase, and the Aeon disc, the value in it is actually so high. The status resist, like
Yep.
only thing that gives you that in the game, 25% is not a low number.
So would that make it a high number?
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
would say,
I was
would say
trying to
By
figure-
deduction.
maybe not high. I'd say 75% is high. 25% is
Okay,
just not
it's
low.
just not low.
Yeah, you see?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it that much credit.
I got you. I was just trying to follow your line of reasoning.
I
you know?
appreciate that.
Baboka's been nursing this lifestealer for quite a while here, hoping for maybe a lingering newbie refugee
I mean,
to
he's
show up
pretty
on the
much
bottom, but
6 slotted on LS at this point, so.
Surprised you went for the Basher instead of the Nullifier, because you can purge the Eon Disc after it
After it goes
activates.
off?
Yeah, you can't disable it from happening in the first place, but
Oh.
just surprised he didn't go for the Nullifier, because if he also prevents the BKB from Lycan, who also has a Nullifier of his own, that's going to be really scary against the Darkseer, who is heavily reliant on his items for survivability as well as the DK.
Then we have IG just scouting Roche with the AA, the Ice Vortex here. They know what's up. I'm sure Newbee does as well.
Dire's top shrine.
Looks like they're both
is
going to be
under
dancing
attack
around this
or
pit.
scanning.
it's a big Roche.
Refresher right here. That DP gets it, all of a sudden they might be able to run right down the lane.
They're going to try to force... I hope they try to
Dire's top
force Newbee back to
shrine
base
has
first.
fallen.
Yeah, I feel like if Newbie gets this,
Radiant's
it's like
middle
them
tower is
still
under
just
attack.
keeping their heads afloat and getting another opportunity to try to take it to IG. And if IG take it, it's like, well, now they're just more than assured that this game is going to be going their direction.
Yeah.
Lifestealer's still just sitting in this SK. I think IG is just waiting for some type of fight they can take to a pick or something so that they can just run down one of these lanes.
Well,
They're
the
running
Lifestealer has
bottom.
nothing
Could
else
this
to
be
do.
a behind the back play for Roche? They are going for it. They drop the wards inside. This might be the window of opportunity
They
for
see
Newbie
this
to quickly
tusk.
take it.
They see the tusk, so they know that this is going on. And they're just going to let this happen. I think this is a little sloppy from IG.
Yeah, they're just running back down the river
Very
from
much
whence
so.
they came. Can they actually
leave that
catch
alone.
anyone on the way out?
There's Refresher
A couple?
Cheese on KP right now. He's a very intimidating individual right now.
Now this could be the third time we'll see IG go back on the move because, oh, Newbie expended so much for the Roche. Now things are going to be on cooldown. Why don't we take a fight?
They do have the Refresher Shard, though, on the side of...
Aggressive just
KP.
went to take a coffee break still. Hanging inside Baboka. Wait.
No hands gaming.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry, bro. When you find someone, I'll come out.
He's sitting back in the booth, grabbing some Red Bull, some water, something along those lines. for the
I'm
team.
back. I'm back.
Hope he washed his hands.
All right, here we go. More double catapult action. Split pressure. Necro books coming in from the very annoying Lycan. With the help of the Mjolnir DK, should be able to kind of deal with the pressure. Still Newbie comfortably moving themselves past the river, and now possibly an opening for the bottom. Deep snowball roll all the way from Kaka to hopefully get a hold of Baboka, but his distance,
He's out.
he's gone. Makes it away. Hope the burrow hides himself within the trees, and he will avoid the trouble.
All of Newbie just hanging out in this bot lane now.
So much respect from both of these teams. Just
That's the ones are
recognizing,
scary, man.
yeah, recognizing that this is it, and they have to go for best case scenarios.
I personally, what I liked about the Newbie draft at the start is they're in a best of one, and they're saying, we're going to pick this lineup that forces it down your throats, and we're going to force you to react to everything we're doing. And you've seen that be the pace the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they're up by 6K, though, as we've said, I still believe that Newbie is one wipe away from winning or losing.
Yeah.
Well, this is a DD
If they,
lifestealer
like-
TPing back right now. This is scary.
He cannot
Dire's
infest,
bottom
though.
shrine is
He
under
will lose it if
attack.
he infests. So that eliminates a little bit of it.
Going down the docket, taking out the shrines, of course, as they were able to get that
Dire's
finish
bottom
onto the
shrine
bottom
has
tier
fallen.
3. More money in the bank for them. I saw a smoke pop. It looks like it's IG. Maybe doing a cutesy around the corner play here. Looking to catch Newbie outside the base.
I don't think they can
Oh,
fu-
look at this. They catch the dust. He
Back
X'd
off.
himself to pull back, but he's gone.
Got to back off.
Nice
Right,
shard block out.
Close
Aggressive.
combat.
Stuck on the other side. Force will get him down. Okay, there's the Hex. DK. They're going to toy with him a bit. Now they're going to commit in. Looking to go for the Exorcism. Newbie want to take this fight. Love it that it's outside the base from IG. IG, do they want to go for it? They do. Committing in with the wall. And then they quickly move their force onto SRF. Then they change course. Going right in. They're going to take out the DK. He may be forced to buy back. Moogie looking to run and gun and take down the poor little Void, but looks like Darkseer's going to be able to make it away. Hides within the trees. TP's back to the safety inside. Can Newbie do something with this now?
They don't have too much longer on this exorcism. I don't think they'll be
They
able
eat
to
the
sit up on high
cheese.
ground. Oh, they've got Refresher Shard still.
They do have
Dire
Shaman wards as well.
structures are
Fortification already going to be committed as they add the pressure in through this top lane. Aggressive begins to swing. No detection, though, for the Kunkka. Now he's going to be dishing out his own little combo here.
Sand King getting caught out, trying to cut the creep wave.
Oh, you're right. Tries to slide up to the high ground, then burrows to the other side. Soul Siphon and the urn. He knows he's done for. Accepts his fate. And he does have buyback here. Are IG going to be pressured and forced to use it now?
I love that he's running bottom on Lycan while they're pushing mid with the Death Prophet, most likely. Yep. Really
Yes,
good
they
separation
are.
of resources.
Newbee know they need to make it count while they can here. IG have to hold the line if they want to survive and take this to the later part of the game. Faith being potentially caught just on the skirt. The buyback from DK pops the BKB. He fights it on forward. They'll just get Faith down for now, and Newbee backpedal.
And Lycan takes bottom racks. It's exactly what it needs to do. Lycan, you can't run into them now with the Sand King plus Darkseer. And you just need to keep letting the rest of your team serve as a distraction for you as you take buildings.
So is this going to be a matter of Newbee doing a bit of that, the rinse and repeat action?
I think they have to do that every time.
Everything
without-
they have an Aegis, though? Like,
Yeah.
this will be the longest game ever. They only got 1 Rax with that.
Yeah, you
They gotta
gotta wear
get-
them down slowly. The Darkseer pick just makes it too hard to go high ground into the straight into them.
So 5 more Aegis. Or Agi. I don't know
Agi.
what the plural would be. But
I think it's Agi.
I think it. I don't know.
Aegis
I don't think it
sounds
would be
correct, but I
Aegises.
think Agi
Aegises?
sounds cooler. I think
Latin,
Agi sounds
in
cooler.
Latin, anything that ends in US it turns into I for plural. So platypi or octopi. So I don't know if IS is the same way.
I think it's we're
by
calling it-
Latin law.
How about
By Latin law.
Ajai?
Ajai. Yeah, that's it.
Ajai.
You'll never get Agi, let me tell you. Got him.
Damn it.
More saving items coming out. Yules.
I thought we'd
For the
already
tusk.
crossed that line.
SECC with the, what was that, an 1800 damage crit mid?
Oh, the
Yeah, and
game
he also
goes
has.
on.
This
He's almost
AA
got
is-
that 50% Tidebringer cleave at level 25, which
AA
is
gonna
absolutely
cry
bonkers.
himself to sleep. He's gonna PTSD
Aegis
after
is
this
out.
game if he catches one of those.
Yeah, that is the one late game one punch man factor going for Newbie, though, is this Kunkka could just
It's terrifying.
dish out the whammy.
Oddly enough, no matter
No whammy,
unless they
no
get
whammy,
Megas on the side of Newbie, I think this game is one team fight away for either team.
Yeah.
Like if one team dies with no buyback, it's just game over.
Well, Newbie know that IG have expended some of their buybacks. If they can quickly go back on the offensive when their cooldowns and everything's back at the ready and take as good of a fight here, it might be a game-ending
Only
fight.
buybacks left on the side of IG are with the AA and the Darkseer here. I don't think those are the heroes you really want.
Lifestealer will most likely have it by the next fight.
Oh, Darkseer actually just spent some of his gold, finished up that
BKB.
BKB.
He needs
said, I don't want
500.
to buy back. I want this magic community.
I like that because even if you can buy back to defend, you actually have to be able to eventually push into Newbie.
Mhm.
And if you just keep buying back to defend, you're just going to be stuck doing the same thing over and over again. So I really like the fact that he says, I'd rather buy a strong fighting item now than risk having to buy back. And if I get caught out, I'm just bad.
Mugi still being very annoying with his wolves and catapult friends, sending him across the lanes. But they mostly reside towards the northern part of this map, waiting to make their own intrusion there. With the Raxes already exposed, they
They've got
think
the bots TP onto the wolves there. Kunkka is now mid with his team.
DK buying out for a Daedalus. I
he's
love
running
this.
in.
Oh,
Here we go.
Barracks are under
Wards
attack.
have dropped. What's IG gonna do? They
Lose a
quickly head that
Rax.
direction, but
think they can
man,
do
these
much.
racks fall like paper mache.
Wow.
Now you see him,
Dire's
now you
top
don't.
barracks has fallen.
IG just showed up. They didn't realize what the hell happened.
Looks like they're going back mid.
They don't have a fortify. What the hell can they do?
They're not stopping. They're going to put these creeps
They
right
gotta
in
do
there.
something. Here they
So
move in,
much damage.
holding onto the ice blast,
Dire's
holding
middle
onto the
tower
wall.
has fallen.
And Newbee just able to kind of Muhammad Ali this one, go in, jab the base, come right back out.
They're just going to reset. Here's a DD found in this Kunkka. That's,
Double damage.
I've said the word terrifying quite a few times now, but, you know.
This is horrifying now.
Horrifying.
That's,
There you
that's
go.
what, thank you.
Mugi
Danglefying.
has no BKB, or no ulti, excuse me. He had to pop his BKB.
Oh.
He's trapped.
He is trapped.
Same team.
Here comes the Epi. Sliding
Hey.
on in through the
Wow.
river.
Well, I guess that's IG's answer.
Yeah.
They want more. They're not done yet. Moving in. Spotted out little Kaka here. He's got that Yules, though, and a nice
shards.
shard block, but aggressive,
on
sweeping it
disc
from
as well.
behind.
They got the gem on Kaka right
He
now.
can blink out of this guaranteed.
Ah, clear
Nice,
sailing.
nice. This man is a magician. He's trying to make it away, but
Oka.
Maboka's here. Not letting him go. I mean, this is all for a Tusk.
It's for a gem as
This
well.
is
though.
space.
It's true. The gem does make it that much more of a valuable pick
There's
off.
already a gem on the
Still a lot of
Sand King.
work.
Wow, 2 gems, though. What a rich
His
Baboka
DK
right
is
here.
quite tanky. Also has the Daedalus done. He has the 40 strength talent. at
Oh
level
my goodness.
25.
We're actually going to see IG ascend into the high ground now. All. quickly
They can
running
chew
the other
through
side.
towers with this DK and just as fast.
Lycan does have a buyback here. I don't think they would like to use it, but Fortify is going to be committed now.
DK ulti out, not quite as much.
He's going to
threat, though.
chunk this tower if he gets the opportunity.
Kunka's-
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh, that was an AA.
Blasted apart, taken
He
down.
died one hit. Oh, aggressive.
Buyback there.
Wow.
Holy moly.
They have to
He's
get
got
That's
a-
out.
with the infest. And that T3 lives with 63 HP.
That man's sword
That's
is
a low
ridiculous.
Thank you.
It-
Not quite 75.
It's not quite a not high number.
Yeah, that's good.
It does classify as low. And now I mean, that's just so scary, the Kunka cleave. The AA got one-shotted. Aggressive almost died. And that's just something where if you... neither team can really just walk up the high ground unless they catch the other team with their pants down, as we saw there on IG. They just, like, were already on top of the racks as Newbee. And, you know, if IG, one more time, you can only have your pants down so many times in one game.
Yeah,
before
Especially if you're in a glass booth on stage. I feel like that's probably
Yeah.
not the best timing.
I would not
Time
recommend
to,
it.
time to consider some suspenders, gentlemen.
At least a belt.
At least a belt.
And Roche is up again, so that's the 5th Ajay or 4th Ajay?
Well, this is the 4th Ajay, I
Oh,
believe.
okay, okay.
Correct.
Ajay. The Kunka actually top net worth now.
Lifestealer does get the nullifier and replaces the armlet.
Well, I would think, say you're Newbee, you get this Roche, you know, somehow they make some play, get this Roche for free. Would you throw this refresher shard on the DP, or would you put it on the Shaman? I think
put it on
putting
the
it on
D-
Shaman,
does he have
and
X?
dropping it right on the...
Nah, if he had Ags, I think you'd do the
Two
Shaman, but
masks
the
on this
DP is too
brigand
powerful.
team.
She needs the BKB, the Eon Disc, even an extra Shivas is really nice.
She's also close to this level 25, and once she gets haste on exorcism...
Oh, big setup coming in from the Boca with the Burrow. Will
was a
allow them to
Kunka.
blow up the Kunka and get the
Wow.
follow-up takedown of Faith.
No buyback on Shaman. They do have buyback on Kunka. They should just take this Roche. Somebody has to deal with top. I think Darkseer deals with top, and then the rest of the team looks to force the issue.
Kaka out last second.
Get the Roche. Looks like they're running back. Clear
Heavy
out one more
pressure up
wave
top. Yep.
Yeah, Darkseer has to deal with this, which he is. I like their delegation of resources here. That's why you picked it in the draft. And Sand King's actually TPing bottom with the Lifestealer infested. So they're looking for more. Mugi's actually going to think they're Roshan.
Oh, well, they move in. Moogie's in for a rude awakening.
Oh
With
my
the
God.
epicenter, he's not going
Sick play.
anywhere. Aggressive just slices him apart, and now it's going to be IG able to move. Already, XXS is started inside the pit.
Even from an observer's perspective, I thought they were going to Roche. And if the observer thinks they're going to Roche, Mugi probably thought they were too.
Yeah.
And that's just
'Cause
really...
we are on their level for sure.
No, I mean, we have global, like, we can see what they're doing, is what I'm
We're
trying
the
to say.
third-person omniscience here, you know?
Yeah,
get-
we
get all
have
that
bird's eye
information,
view of
both
this game
sides.
going on here.
Now, they do have a buyback on both the Kunka and the Lycan, but of course they're not going to want to use
This
that.
Roche
because
is huge.
IG's
Denial.
running right
Now
Now
we
we
get
going
to
to try to
see-
steal this.
Oh, do you think you can do it?
Oh,
No,
wow,
no,
that's
no.
shards on the ground.
Okay,
Well, we've got
Lifestealer
the
Aegis.
refresher on this DK, Lifestealer with Aegis. Who has the cheese? Does DK have it as well? Oh, yeah, there he is. It's in his backpack right now. He's going to swap that in, probably for BKB or something. once
Are
he
we
pops
as
it.
confident in Newbee's high ground defense against an
No.
Aegis
Defense?
lineup?
No way.
Absolutely not. Lifestealer's just going to hit buildings, forcing you to come at him. That's his
thinking-
job here.
His
A
first
miracle
building
crit on
goes
this AA
down.
guy.
Just hit buildings,
Radiant's
Lifestealer.
middle
Do
tower
not
has
dive,
fallen.
please. Yes. Love it.
He just goes to work, has that extra life.
That's the benefit of this late game right-clicking Lifestealer as opposed to the Radiance. You just
Wow.
hit buildings and
Yeah.
force them to come to you.
He has that
Super
2-second rage duration now. He hit 25, so he's
Yes.
sitting there for 8 seconds, and they can't do anything on the side of Newbee.
They could one-shot him with Kunka.
Now, you got
Whey!
the point. Where's this AA?
Hard move
Watch the
in.
cleave.
Beautiful burrow. Instant takedown of Kaka. Kaka going to be forced to buy back. They're still waiting for the Lycan to come back into this game. They're going to lose faith, though.
The shards.
Shards?
No Shaman wards are going to be happening in this fight, unfortunately. Now, BKB going to be popped out from the Dragon. Soul Siphon committed from KP, trying to suck the life away of Aggressive. Can't commit hard onto the tower. Has to retreat.
They need
Is
to
still a
disengage.
cheese on Lycan.
Nice.
They got to get
infest.
them back. Beautiful turnaround setup from SRF. Vacuum wall combo. Right onto Newbee as they get pulled out from the base. Is it going to be good enough, though? Trying to fall forward. Aggressive. Tears
Buyback
through
from the
another.
Kunka.
Looking to move in. Can he get the finish? Onto KP2. Yes, they can. Wonderful turnaround play coming out from IG, and they're looking to go in for potentially the finish here. But more
boat.
buybacks. The boat. Can he get the big cleave attack, though?
Radiant's
Trying to
bottom
find the
tower
opening.
has
IG
fallen.
take that tower, and they're still forcing him back. These illusions just running down Newbee, forcing him
Radiant's
back
bottom
inside their little
tower
playpen.
has fallen.
Racks down, mid lane racks down. Is this over?
Radiant's
Yeah,
middle
that's
barracks
probably
has
game.
fallen.
They have no ultimates on the side of Newbee.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's definitely Megas. Still have the Aegis on aggressive. He can just hit buildings all to his heart content. BKB is going to be up on
Radiant's top
DK.
barracks are under attack.
He had that refresher orb, or the refresher shard, excuse me. So he already hit. This is his second ultimate, still going for a long time.
Boats back up. This is it. Newbie, gotta do something. Tournament life. If you want to stay alive, if you want to stay afloat.
Oh,
Hard move
my.
in. Shot from Kaka and company as they move in. Is that boat combo gonna be good enough?
Lycan chewing away at this DK.
Double buyback here. IG want to go for the finish. DK also taken out, does not move
Aegis.
forward with his buyback here. KP and Mugi running down company. It's SCCC swinging the big hammer here,
Dire's
though.
middle tower
Buybacks from
is
both
under
AA
attack.
and SK, but Lifestealer
Vegas.
does still have this Aegis.
And this is go time.
And they held, but I mean, it's already Megas here. Newbie just have to kind of go all in at this point. 30 seconds for the exorcism here.
That
30
Coca
seconds
crit.
for the shapeshift.
Really just gave them a breath of life in this game. I don't think there was any way they were defending unless that just chewed through, what, 75%? A
Yeah.
big number of their health.
That is a big number.
They just need to get blade mails.
Yeah.
When he comes in with that strike, just pop it, baby. Blow him
Oh,
up.
the epicenter bottom? Is it? Yeah, but he's just
yeah,
shadow
he
bladed
didn't-
out.
Is he just
He's
using
gone.
that to push?
No, he was trying to get the Kunkka, but the Kunkka backed off.
I see.
Konka now hanging in the mid lane here. Here comes Newbie. Backs against the walls. They have to head to the home base. So Konka forced right into trouble from aggressive. The snowball save has to come out. Big silence from
out
KP.
here,
BKB. Vacuum wall once again. SCCC stuck with inside. Turns around. Monster crits there. But he's barely holding on to his own life. Has to backpedal a bit. Now aggressive. Walking outside the base. Looks to move in for Faith. Faith already committed his wards. Will
KP
lose his
ulted.
life. KP runs out the other direction. His ult, as you said, already committed for this fight, and they have to turn and run.
Their base is actually going to be going down to creeps soonish. They have to defend, and looking pretty good for IG here. Aegis
Gold
is
for my chest.
Good
gonna
Lycan,
be
though.
expiring.
Only buybacks in the game being Lycan and Lifestealer right now.
Now he has his
Newbie's
TP.
not feeling very good.
I'd say Lifestealer is much more impactful of a buyback hero. And as we said at the start, you know, all three of us favoring the Newbie draft, and predicted by me that we'd all be wrong.
That was good. Good prediction.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to go against yourself, you know?
That's true. That's true.
When you can't win, join them.
Pretty sure that
Think
gets
that's how it
you
goes.
back banned, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
Oh,
Nobody saw
Lycan
this
still
anyway.
didn't left. And now they spotted him with a scan, and now they took him down when he tried to TP out. See you later.
Did they see him in any capacity, or you
I
said
don't
they just
know.
scanned him?
Well, he was up there for a while, and then Dire scans, gets a read.
Wow.
I mean, maybe they saw his wolves there, and they're like, where are these wolves coming from?
Yeah, he took the 3 wolves talent, so I'm a little suspicious when 5 wolves are hitting your creeps.
Well, I wonder if IG look to take this window to move right on in. Well, they know that the Lycan won't have 2 lives.
Always have to be scared of this Kunkka one-shotting your team, though. He is going for the rapier. I like this. Get rid of that nullifier, man. Nobody needs that item.
One punch. Just go in there, man.
We have this Lifestealer running in with an Arcane Rune. That's 3.2 seconds of downtime on his rage. That's it. That's how much
That
time
is a
you
low
have.
number.
That's the only time that Newbie has to do anything to him. At this
Oh,
point.
he infested and removed his own arcane.
Oh.
Well,
Well, still pretty good to have 8-second rage.
jump in right away. They're looking to get the burst. The disc bails him out. Buyback from the Lycan.
Roche will be spawning sometime in the next 3 to...
IG
2
want to
to
go
5
for it,
minutes,
I
max.
guess. They're looking to play the safest play possible here.
Radiant's
They're gonna
top
take a
shrine
shot.
is under
And
attack.
Newbie's just stuck back here playing Ancient TD, hoping for the best.
This is like an
looking for
hour-long
opportunity.
game.
Radiant's
We're
top
getting there.
shrine
Those-
has fallen.
Those don't happen very often anymore in
No.
Dota.
Especially when you have a Lycan DP Shadow
Yeah, right.
Shaman lineup. But usually that means it's that team losing. When
Back-
you see
yeah.
a Lycan DP Shadow Shaman.
I mean, Lycan, when he was coming heavy into the meta and all of a sudden everything was so cheap and he was hitting like a truck, these games were over in 15 to 20 minutes
Yeah.
on average.
All right, smoke out here from Newbee. There's wards around the perimeter of the base of Newbee that belong to IG. Eventually, they're going to realize that they haven't seen anything in a while, something maybe fishy. Oh, and look at this. Walking into their arms is going to be aggressive, but he's got Baboka by his side. Ice Blast, everyone's swinging it out right now, looking to go for the full focus onto Baboka. They'll get the finish there.
Sand King
Drop
go buyback.
in with the wall. They will get the
aggressive
finish
with
onto
the
the
bash.
Sand King. Fighting in hard, aggressive. Going to be forced to infest and pop back out. Runs to his other direction. Nice
Conga
little sharp
cleave.
luck right there. Success looks to chase him down, but the blast
have
comes
damage?
out. Can they get the
Oh
finish? And
my.
aggressive going to go down.
He has
Newbee
buyback.
On Lifestealer.
with a double kill there.
Buyback does have, or Lifestealer does have buyback.
Newbee are swinging out within the mid-river right here.
He has no BKB on DK.
He's trapped within this river. They're going to kite and slowly bring him down. A buyback was forced from aggressive here to get back towards the mid lane.
That was
still in DK's
before the
backpack.
rapier on Kunkka, by the way.
Does
That
ha-
crit. He has the gold for
Oh
it if he so
my.
chooses. What's
He's
the
got-
buyback
he's got the
status?
demon-
He
1050 surplus.
he doesn't
needs
have it for
2
2
minutes.
minutes. Doesn't have it for 2 minutes. So
That
he-
means you buy it.
yeah, you buy it.
Buy it, baby.
Play to win, baby.
He has
Wow.
the demon edge in his
No
backpack.
buyback
What
on
does
either of the two heroes on IG.
He, what does he replace it for? Does he just put it in for
You
his
put it in your
BKB?
boots, I'm sure.
Oh, your
Like
boots?
just
Okay.
during fights, right?
You just
During
Shadow
fights.
Blade in? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a freaking close game.
Please, Kunkka, do it. He has the courier at the side shop or secret shop. It picked up the relic. Okay, he's going. He's ready. He's gonna TP in after clearing out one more wave bottom, and they are
He
ready
does
to
have the
end
bots.
this
He
game.
can go right in on these wolves. if
Shadow
they don't all
Shaman
die.
sold for bots as well. He has the wards offline. Or
Here
on
we
cooldown.
go. But an early jump from IG to catch him on the outside. Is it going to be enough to burst down and take out Moogie? There's a nice snowball save. KP. Soul
Got the
siphons
ulti off
away.
Just in time.
They get the uppercut onto aggressive. They're looking to fend him off. Kaka
Kunkka TPing in.
backing on out,
the
but
crit.
now quickly
Aggressive.
IG get
BKB
back
running
inside.
out.
Oh God, he's here. They try to run back and away from the mighty punch of the Kunkka. They pull him back though. They hit him with a torrent. SCCC advancing forward a bit, but not looking to overcommit as he holds the shiny divine rapier now.
Oh my God, he's like
Slow
3 shots
sieging
down.
in.
Range tracks.
Oh my.
Oh
lord.
man, the Raxes are down. They got to go for the jugular, or are they going to go for the bottom? They want to
Megas
secure the
each.
Megas. Oh, jump in Abyssal, looking to lock down the
crit.
disc, to turn around the uppercut, aggressive in a lot of trouble. He ate so much damage from that cleave. Pull back in from SCCC. They're going to be able to blast down and get a hard shot, but no finish yet. They'll finally get the
buyback
takedown to
dark
SRF. He's out for good, moving from Baboka. Big epicenter. Faith goes down, buyback right away. Follow-up takedown of Kaka.
Buyback Tusk, yes.
Yes, he does. He's coming back into the action, or he's going
She's
to
on
try
DP
to.
with like no health left.
They're swinging on to Moogie now, right at the front gate, but he makes it away. Holy frantic action here from Newbee inside the base.
Dire are
This is
scanning.
Dota.
So now we're down the only buybacks. It looks like DPs and Kunkas are coming up soon, but as for the side of IG, they've got a full minute before they have anything available. 2 for most.
And Kunkka has the gold, even though he bought out for that rapier, so he has both gold and buyback.
But
Arcane
now
room.
they're confined in their base.
Yeah, both teams know that one little slip up is GG.
Megas and Megas now. What a
Roche
game
not coming
one.
up for another, what, minute and a half or so. Looks like that won't be under contention for a bit.
Infest.
He's
Here
on the
comes the
Sand King.
sigil. Spots him out. I don't think they saw the ward. Shapeshift here. The Necro book. We'll take out the ward.
Looks like IG will just back out.
Not looking to play against
Oh,
that.
the watch out!
Watch out, AA!
Oh, man.
Oh, good.
Oh, man. My butt was clenched for him.
That AA almost just got hit by a moving truck.
They're waiting for Roche. Newbie is so close. They know it's spawning any second.
yeah,
now. They're
it's
just
like
gonna
the
sit
latest
right around
possible
here.
Roche spawn, too.
They're waiting.
Ice blast
ulti
even.
scout.
We have to keep in mind these runes. There's 2 every 2 minutes.
Regen bottom,
These
illusion
arcane
top.
runes and such can change the tide of a game.
Tusk got lucky with this illusion rune. Only time you're happy to get an illusion rune in this game.
Yeah, pretty
if
much.
you're not a Luna. Free scout on this Roche, and Roche is spawning now. Newbie will get that information any second.
Heart of Tarask on the Darkseer.
There it is. Newbie know that Roche is up now.
Stick
Oh,
on the
but
Sand King.
IG are smoked and on the move with Boboka leading out the charge. And at this point in the game, everyone seems so swole. He's got Sheep, Force, Yules. Oh, man. Coming in from the low ground. Could be huge. Oh, but he actually only moves in and gets the spot onto the Tusk. On the other side, though, they line things up and look to quickly lock down and take out the DK. Can they get it? He's getting helped out, but it's not going to be good enough.
No
Q
buyback
from the
DK.
low ground, moving in. It's going to be Moogie and company just chopping their way on forward. Him and the Kunkka dishing out the right click aggressive. Waddles his way out to the low ground and just hustles away from trouble. The
Kunkka
rest
getting
of the IG
dangerous as
team
well.
not going to be as fortunate. They get chopped apart. They lose 2 who do not have a buyback. The DK does have a buyback.
I came off cooldown.
And we have SCCC surviving with very little health. ending up making it out with that rapier, so they can just turn around, heal up, and run right back at the side of IG.
And even that's how the fight went, even when they bursted down the tusk, was like the reliable save on the side of Newbee.
It's because this DK went right in, and they just had the damage to burst him down. And
they nullified him
shackle.
twice,
Yeah.
so he could not BKB for a long time in that fight.
This is again another refresher shard, another cheese.
Oh, they're infested. Neither team has like a Lotus Orb or any type of way of removing this nullifier debuff.
Radiant are scanning.
I don't know if they saw the Ice Blast, but they pinged to go right on inside. But Boca just on the outskirts here has the aggressive bomb ready to go. Oh
Kunkka
boy.
just chewing through this Roshan.
Is he going for this? He's creeping in. And there they go with the boat. The jump in, the Epi, the blast. It's going to be the Radiant who get the Roche down, but it's going to be Baboka who takes the Aegis. Him and Aggressive begin to swing things out. They're looking to go for the Kunkka to get it. That's the Rapier on the deck.
Buyback on Kunkka.
Looking to pick it up. They're trying to run out. A buyback, though, as you mentioned, and Newbee looking to swing it out, knowing that this is the end.
Kunkka got his rapier back. Is this the crit?
Going on hard. It's going to be KP trying to run out the other direction, but it's IG holding strong, and it looks like it's going to be IG who win this fight and potentially
No
the
buyback.
game.
What?
Swinging through all of them. It's only Kunkka, the last remaining survivor. Already had gone down. It looks like it's going to be IG's time on that one fight right there.
Wow. Baboka's been playing out of his mind the last like 20 minutes.
They went in for that pit, but they didn't happen to scout anyone outside of it. Like, he was just right there, waiting for the
He didn't actually know when
perfect
that
setup.
Roche was going to die. He had no way of knowing.
It just, the timing was perfect. The boat came in from one side, he came in from the other.
Is under attack.
All right, let's see what you can do, Newbie, but I think they just know
Have
this
to hit
one's
a
over,
creep.
and they're going to make IG work for
Is
it.
this the crit? The crit of Destiny?
Buy a Blink Dagger.
Radiant's ancient
You
You actually have to buy a Blink Dagger.
That's what I'm saying. Get that positioning in.
Okay, they have suddenly have the buyback now on Mugi.
Radiant structures
Just
are
got the money
fortified.
for it.
They're just sheep sticking the Kunkka.
Fortification.
Text in here.
They're fighting it out as best they can.
Oh,
Mugi runs in,
He
pull
one-shot
back,
the
big
DK.
blast.
He one-shot the DK.
DK is gone. Aggressive is barely holding on. Had to run out the other side.
Oh my god.
And Newbee managed to hold with the sheer output of damage that they're able to dish. Frantic
player
IG run out the other side. They don't have buybacks on those cores. Baboka makes it to the high ground here, but they chase him on out.
Looks like he's going down.
Here comes the Kunkka, looking to swing the mighty Death Sword here. And boom!
It doesn't look that impressive when it's not on a creep, but when
Yeah.
he crits a creep, he one-shot the DK, and he took all but like 100 health of the Lifestealer.
How much HP was the DK sitting at when he just got
Let's
chopped?
see, full health.
It was full health. It was
3,400 health.
3,400?
Yeah, Lifestealer has barely any more health than the DK, and he lived with like,
It was 200. 200 even.
yeah. So the DK probably had all like 95% health, and just got one-shotted.
Well, okay, guys, here we go. Newbie
And,
now, other direction. There's no
I
buybacks
have to
available
believe
to
that
anybody.
IG doesn't have a hero that can one-shot everybody.
How
on
is
the
this-
side
Yeah,
of Newbee.
I don't think so either.
So-
and these tier 4s are already weak.
We knew this was coming in our predictions in the draft, right?
And thus,
Obviously.
like we knew from
Fully
the
confident.
start,
from the get-go.
Newbie move in, and they're going to be able to just stay barely alive, it looks like, based on SCCC and his mighty, mighty sword. Newbie, stay alive in MDL.
That was one hell of a game,
My
man.
God.
I didn't think the crit was even enough to save Newbie after that last fight.
I thought he had to buy like
no
a
way.
blink or something to
Yeah.
get in there, and instead he just hits a creep and
Kills a DK. Out of all the heroes in this game,
Yeah, I mean,
is that the one
armor
you
don't
would have
do
thought?
shit if you if you cleave off of a creep.
Man, I want to see the damage and everything done for this one. It's kind of hard to not give SCCC MVP on that game there. 14 and 5 on his Kunkka.
Wow.
And,
That is 85,000 hero damage on a Kunkka
Yo!
right there. 85,000. That's like Zeus or Spectre levels.
I mean,
Jeez. Well, no one probably predicted it was going to be coming down to that for the game. We
You
were looking
didn't?
at
we
we
said
were-
Newbie from the start.
we were looking at two teams that had these like battering ram objective taking lineups, and the game was just so neck and neck.
I don't feel like anyone really threw there.
No.
You know?
I can't believe that it just happened to work out that way. Like that was IG's game, but this ridiculously decked out anime warrior Kunkka just dishes out the punch to just end it all.
Where's
I can't
the anime
imagine
music?
being Baboka, making that enormous play at
Yeah.
Roche, getting that team fight, running in, and having your two cores just blow up, just detonate. Watching that out, that's a BO1. They're now out. Like
Yeah.
that's
a BO1 right there.
That
That's
is
a
dead
hell of
long.
a best of one.
I will say right now that in all these games that I've been casting, I feel like a lot of times the team that's ahead somehow slips up, giving the other team a chance to come back. And I feel like in this game is the complete opposite, that the team that was like on the line, like if they mess up one more time, they're done, made the sick plays. Like IG had like 4 high ground holds.
Yep.
They stole the Roshan at the end of the game. Like we didn't even have to see that Kunkka crit if they didn't make that play on Baboka, and then suddenly they just have no course because they get one-shotted. That I'm a little dumbfounded.
The Kunkka late game special. The late game special.
Wow.
Not
Yeah,
something you
rapier.
feel like you'll have to fall back on very often, but it's good to have when it works.
I mean, I guess when you get that rapier, he got the rapier was dropped in the Roche pit. He did fall once, but there was a fight going on right outside, and it stayed on the ground for all of 15, 20 seconds.
Yep.
He
Who
was able to
eventually
run.
picked it
He
up?
picked it up.
There
He
was-
boots
he got it
traveled
back.
back on the Lycan summons
And
and
there
he
was
picked it up.
there was an AA sitting right outside the pit with a TP in his inventory.
There's
I was-
so
I was
much
fully
going on right
expecting
now.
It
There's
is.
so
There's
much
like
going on.
nullifiers and BKBs and ultis out. It's just like, what the
It was
fuck?
just I was surprised to see that, and then it just came right back. And like BSJ was saying, it seems like a lot of these games are all playing not to lose. You really are just trying to survive. The first team to make some major mistake is the one that lose it. But in the
this
words of
game,
Kyle,
that's
that's
playing
playing to win, baby.
And I mean, I was concerned when they told me my first game today I was going to be casting with you two. I'm like, man, this is going to be such a boring best of one. And then that,
It's art.
Crazy.
Beauty.
Crazy.
That was great. That was a great game. Newbee got to be shaken up a little bit though from that. It wasn't like a commanding performance from them. I'm sure they're just relieved as hell to make it out from those scary best of ones.
And
So,
they don't play again until
They played later
they
today.
play
Yeah,
today.
they
Oh
played
wait,
today.
do they play the next.
They're going to play
series, or is it the
OG,
one
not
after?
the next series, but they're going to play after the next series. Here we go, production.
Wow,
Today's schedule right up
beautiful.
there for you, folks.
They get a best of one off after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Prepare.
good game. Now take the one game off for what is coming up next. We got the LGD boys going to be taking on IG Vitality, and then OG going to be going against Newbee now that they won that matchup.
I guess, IG didn't put their suspenders on for the end of that game.
No, but they still have little brother IGV
That's true.
to kind of to hope to keep the IG name alive.
That's true. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Woo!
As they will be taking on LGD though.
Oh, that's
Tough competition.
PSG, LGD too.
PSG.
They've got the cool
They got
jackets
Paris
and the Dota skills.
football, going for them.
Wow, what a game. I don't know about you guys. I'm still like,
Yeah, I'm shaken up. I can't imagine how Newbee's feeling on the other side of the world. At least they're,
what about IG?
I mean, yeah, but to be fair, they don't have to prepare for a game in
That's
roughly
true.
1 hour.
That's
I mean,
true.
maybe about 75 minutes if it
Yeah.
goes like this again.
Yeah, it's one of those games like you want to talk about it a lot, but they probably have to put that game behind them now
Yeah.
and just
Move
focus
right
on
back
moving
I mean,
forward.
to be fair, they did draft the same things they've been drafting for the past few games. That game just happened to take a twist. I have a feeling we're going to see the Kunkas. We're going to see that third, fourth pick Shadow Shaman again, something like that coming out of them. But, we'll see.
Exciting stuff. All right, so what we'll probably do now is take a tiny little break, and when we
Start
come
five.
back, it's time to continue our adventure through the lower bracket of the MDL Major for BSJ and for Chef Josh. I'm Dakota, and we'll be back for the next round, a best of one matchup of LGD versus IGV. We'll see you then.